Hey friends, please subscribe. 1 second for you. Big deal for me. My name is Jessica Jess Morgan. I'm 28 years old and I'm a senior cybersecurity analyst in Seattle, Washington. Last Christmas, my parents gave my 24-year-old unemployed sister a brand new BMW with a giant red bow in the driveway. My gift? A card with 2 $1 bills inside. Not 200, not 20, $2. When I asked if this was a joke, my father said, "You're successful. You don't need help." At 2 a.m. that night, I packed my bags, blocked their numbers, and left their house forever. What happened when they realized I was gone changed everything. When they discovered what I'd been hiding, the panic calls started. Stay until the end to see how this unfolded. And if you've ever been the forgotten child, hit that subscribe button and tell me in the comments if I went too far. I'd driven 8 hours from Seattle to my parents' house in Phoenix, Arizona for Christmas. I'd taken 3 days off work, precious vacation time I usually hoarded, because my mother had called and begged me to come home. "It's been so long since we've all been together," she'd said. "Please, Jess, it would mean the world to us." So I'd driven through the night on December 23rd, arriving at their house in the suburbs at 6 a.m., exhausted but happy to see my family. My younger sister, Madison, was already there. She'd been living at home for the past 2 years since dropping out of college. At 24, she had no job, no car, and no apparent plans to change either situation. "Jess," she'd squealed when I walked in, giving me a quick hug before returning to her phone. "You're finally here. Mom's been driving me crazy waiting for you." My mother appeared from the kitchen, wiping her hands on her apron. "Jessica, oh, I'm so glad you made it safely. You must be exhausted." "I'm okay. Coffee would be great." "Of course, honey." "Ma, Dizen, can you get your sister some coffee?" Madison didn't look up from her phone. "I'm in the middle of something." "I'll get it myself," I said, heading to the kitchen. My father was at the dining table reading the newspaper. "Morning, Jess." "Morning, Dad." "How's the job?" "Good, busy." "Still doing that computer security thing?" "Cybersecurity, yeah." He went back to his newspaper. That was the extent of his interest in my career, the career that paid me $145,000 a year and had me managing a team of 12 people at one of Seattle's top tech firms. Christmas Eve was spent doing exactly what I'd spent every family holiday doing for the past decade: helping. I cooked, I cleaned. I ran to the grocery store 3 times because my mother kept forgetting ingredients. I wrapped Madison's gifts because she didn't have time. I decorated the tree while Madison took selfies in front of it. "Jess, can you move the star a little to the left?" my mother asked. I adjusted it. "A little more." I adjusted it again. "Perfect. Madison, stand there so I can take a picture." Madison posed in front of the tree I'd just spent an hour decorating. My mother took a dozen photos. "These will be beautiful for our Christmas card next year," my mother said. Our Christmas card that would feature Madison front and center, as always. That evening, my father called me into the garage. "Need help with something?" I asked. "Yeah, help me get this tarp secured." In the garage, covered with a blue tarp and tied with rope, was a car-shaped object. My heart jumped. "Is that Madison's Christmas gift? Don't say anything. We want it to be a surprise." "You bought Madison a car? She needs one. Can't get a job without reliable transportation." I bit my tongue. Madison had never seriously looked for a job, but I didn't say that. "What kind of car?" "BMW 3 Series. Used but low mileage. Gotta go." "Odd deal. $38,000. $38,000. That's generous." "Well, she's our baby." He smiled. "We want to help her get on her feet." "Right." We secured the tarp, and I went back inside, a strange feeling settling in my stomach. Christmas morning started at 7 a.m. with Madison shaking my shoulder. "Jess, wake up! It's Christmas!" I stumbled downstairs in my pajamas to find my parents already in the living room, coffee in hand, looking excited. "Merry Christmas!" my mother sang out. "Merry Christmas," I mumbled, still half asleep. We gathered around the tree. Madison bounced with excitement. My parents exchanged knowing glances. Before we start with the tree gifts, my father said, standing up with ceremony, we have something special for Madison. Come outside, sweetheart. Madison's eyes widened. Outside? We all trooped out to the driveway in our pajamas and slippers. My father pulled off the tarp with a flourish. There it was, a silver BMW 3 Series with a giant red bow on the hood. Madison screamed. Literally screamed. She jumped up and down, crying, hugging my parents. Oh my God, is this really mine? All yours, baby girl, my father said, beaming. This is the best gift ever. Madison was crying now, taking pictures, running her hands over the hood. I can't believe this. Thank you, thank you, thank you. My mother was crying too, happy tears. My father looked proud. I stood there in my pajamas, shivering in the December morning air, feeling like I was watching a stranger's family celebration. Jess, take a picture of us, Madison called out. I took the picture. Madison with her parents, in front of her new BMW, all of them glowing with joy. Nobody asked to take a picture with me. We went back inside for gifts around the tree. Madison got a new laptop, designer clothes, expensive perfume, a professional camera for her Instagram. We want to support your influencer dreams, my mother said. Madison's influencer dreams that had produced exactly 847 Instagram followers and 0 income. My parents opened their gifts from me, a cashmere scarf for my mother that I'd spent 2 hours picking out, and an expensive whiskey for my father that I knew he loved. Thank you, honey, my mother said absently, already moving to the next gift. Then it was my turn. My father handed me an envelope, a standard white envelope, the kind you buy at the grocery store in packs of 5. Merry Christmas, Jess. I opened it. Inside was a card with a generic Merry Christmas message printed on it. No handwritten note, no personal message, and 2 $1 bills. I stared at them. $1 and another $1, $2. Is this a joke? I asked, my voice quiet. What do you mean? My mother asked, distracted by Madison's new camera. Is this a joke? My father looked at me confused. What's wrong? I held up the 2 bills. You gave Madison a $38,000 car, and you gave me $2. Don't be dramatic, Jessica. You have a good job. You don't need anything. So, I get $2? It's symbolic, my mother said, finally looking at me. We thought it was cute. Because you're always saying you're putting in your 2 cents at work. I stared at her. You thought this was cute. Jessica, don't make a scene, my father warned. Madison gets a BMW. I get a $1 bill joke. You're being ungrateful, my mother said, her voice sharp. We raised you. We gave you everything. Now that you're successful, you don't need our help anymore. Madison needs support. Madison needs to get a job. Don't talk about your sister like that. Madison was watching from the couch, hugging her new laptop, saying nothing. I drove 8 hours to be here, I said quietly. I took time off work. I cooked your meals, decorated your tree, wrapped Madison's gifts. And you give me $2 as a joke. If you're going to be cult about it, my father started. I stood up. I walked upstairs without another word. In the guest room, I sat on the bed, staring at the $2 bills in my hand. Not 200, not 20, not even 5, $2. And it wasn't even about the money. I made $145,000 a year. I had $200,000 in savings. I owned a condo in Seattle. I didn't need their money. But the symbolism was crushing. Madison, unemployed, unmotivated, living at home, gets a $38,000 car, a laptop, designer clothes, a camera. I, successful, independent, self-sufficient, get $2 and told I'm dramatic for being hurt. I pulled out my phone and called my best friend, Ashley. Merry Christmas, she answered cheerfully. Ash, my voice cracked. Jess, what's wrong? I told her everything. The BMW, the $2, the you don't need anything justification. Are you fucking kidding me? Ashley's voice was outraged. $2? That's not a gift. That's an insult. They said it was symbolic. Yeah, symbolic of the fact that they don't value you. Jess, that's so messed up. I don't know what to do. Come home. Pack your stuff and come home. You don't need to spend another second in that house. It's Christmas Day. If I leave now, then they'll know exactly how much they hurt you, which is good. They should know. I looked at the clock. It was 10:30 a.m. I can't leave right now. It'll cause a huge scene. Then leave tonight. Wait until they're asleep and just go. You don't owe them a dramatic exit. You don't owe them anything. The rest of Christmas Day was torture. Madison spent hours taking photos with her new car, posting them to Instagram with captions like, "Best parents ever," and "Dreams do come true." My mother cooked a big Christmas dinner. I helped because that's what I always did. My father watched football. No one mentioned the $2. No one asked if I was okay. At dinner, my parents toasted Madison. "To our babby. I girl in her new car. May this be the start of wonderful things." Everyone clinked glasses. No one toasted me. After dinner, Madison showed everyone her favorite features of the new BMW, the leather seats, the sound system, the sunroof. "Jess, don't you think it's beautiful?" my mother asked. "It's very nice," I said flatly. "You sound jealous," Madison said, smirking. "I'm not jealous, I'm just tired. I think I'm going to go to bed early." "Already?" "It's only 8 p.m., my mother said. "Long drive yesterday, I'm exhausted." "Well, all right, good night, honey." I went upstairs, and I started packing. I set my alarm for 1:45 a.m. When it went off, I woke instantly, my heart pounding. I'd already packed everything the night before. My suitcase was ready, my toiletries were gathered, my phone charger was unplugged. I changed into comfortable clothes for the drive. Then I sat on the bed and wrote a note. "Mom and Dad, thank you for the $2. It was very clarifying. I've realized that you see Madison as someone who needs support and me as someone who doesn't need anything. But what you don't understand is that everyone needs to feel valued by their family. Everyone needs to feel like they matter. I don't need your money. I never have. I paid my own way through college. I built my own career. I bought my own home. I did all of that without asking you for help. But I needed you to see me, to acknowledge my hard work, to show me that I mattered as much as Madison does. The $2 told me everything I needed to know. I am not valued in this family. I am useful for cooking and cleaning and wrapping gifts, but I am not valued. So I'm leaving. Don't call. Don't text. I need space to figure out what kind of relationship, if any, I want with you moving forward. Merry Christmas, Jess. I left the note on the dresser. Then I picked up my suitcase, crept down the stairs as quietly as possible, and slipped out the front door at 2:03 a.m. My car was parked on the street. I loaded my suitcase, got in, and started the engine. As I pulled away from the house, I looked back once. All the lights were off. The BMW sat in the driveway, gleaming under the streetlight. I drove away and didn't look back again. And then I did something I'd never done before. I blocked my parents' numbers. According to Ashley, who I called when I stopped for breakfast at 6 a.m., my family would discover I was gone when they woke up. "How are you feeling?" Ashley asked. "Free, sad, relieved, angry, all of it." "You did the right thing." "Did I? I left on Christmas." "Jess, they gave you $2. $2. You don't owe them anything." I drove straight through, arriving back in Seattle at 4 p.m. on December 26th. I slept for 12 hours. When I woke up on the 27th, I checked my phone out of morbid curiosity. I had to unblock my parents to see if they'd tried to contact me. They had. Mother, 47 missed calls. Father, 23 missed calls. Madison, 11 missed calls. The voicemails were a progression of emotions. First voicemail, from my mother at 9:15 a.m. on Christmas. "Jessica, where are you? Your bed is made, but your suitcase is gone. Did you go somewhere? Call me back." Second voicemail, 9:47 a.m. "Jessica, this isn't funny. Where did you go? We're worried. Call us immediately." Third voicemail from my father, 10:30 a.m. "Jess, we found your note. I don't understand what you're upset about. Call us so we can talk about this." Fourth voicemail, my mother, 11:15 a.m. crying, "Jessica, please come back. I don't understand why you left. We love you. Please call us." The voicemails continued through the day, getting more desperate, more confused, more angry. By the evening of December 26th, my father's tone had changed. "Jessica, this is ridiculous. You're acting like a child. You got a gift, even if it wasn't expensive. Stop being so dramatic and call your mother. She's been crying all day." The text messages were even more telling. "Mother, deck 25, 10:52 a.m. Where are you? We're so worried. Please come back." Madison, deck 25, 11:34 a.m. "Jess, seriously? You're making Mom cry. Come back and stop being a baby about the gift thing." Father, deck 25, 2:47 p.m. "Your mother is devastated. Whatever point you're trying to make, you've made it. Come home." Mother, deck 25, 6:15 p.m. "I don't understand what we did wrong. Please just talk to us." Madison, deck 25, 9:23 p.m. "Everyone's asking where you are. You're embarrassing the whole family." Mother, deck 26, 8:00 a.m. "Jessica, it's been over 24 hours. Please let us know you're safe." I blocked them all again. Then I called Ashley. "They don't get it," I told her. "They still don't understand why I'm upset." Of course they don't. They never will. People who treat you like that don't suddenly develop self-awareness. My mom keeps saying she doesn't know what she did wrong. Because in her mind, she didn't do anything wrong. She gave Madison what Madison needed, a car. She gave you what you needed, nothing, because you're successful. She doesn't see how insulting that is. Should I respond? Only if you want to. But Jess, you don't owe them closure. You don't owe them an explanation beyond what you already wrote. You can just move on. Over the next week, I heard through my Aunt Carla, my father's sister, who I'd always been close with, what was happening back in Phoenix. "Your parents are telling everyone you had a breakdown," Aunt Carla said on the phone. "They're saying you stormed out over a misunderstanding about a gift." A misunderstanding? That's what they're calling it. They're playing the victim. Your poor mother, her daughter left on Christmas. She doesn't know why. Jessica won't talk to them. Did they tell people what they gave me? No. And when I asked your mother what the misunderstanding was about, she got vague, said it was a small gift and you overreacted. "They gave me $2, Aunt Carla, 2 $1 bills, while Madison got a $38,000 BMW. Silence. "Are you joking?" I wish I was. Jesus Christ, Jess, that's cruel. I know. And you're not talking to them? No, I blocked them. Good. Keep them blocked. They don't deserve your energy. But Aunt Carla did something I didn't expect. She started telling people the truth. Within 2 weeks, the entire extended family knew the real story. Not my parents' version, the truth. And the reactions were mixed. Some relatives sided with my parents. "Family's family, you should forgive them." Maybe they couldn't afford to give you more. Madison needed the car, you didn't. What's the problem? But more relatives sided with me. My cousin Brian texted, "Just heard what happened. That's fucked up. You did the right thing, leaving." My Aunt Susan called, "I've watched them treat you like the responsible one and Madison like the princess for years. I'm glad you finally stood up for yourself." My grandmother, my mother's mother, sent me a handwritten letter. "Dear Jessica, your Aunt Carla told me what happened at Christmas. I'm writing to tell you that I understand why you left and I support your decision. I've watched your parents favor Madison your whole life. I've spoken to your mother about it many times, but she refuses to see it. In her mind, Madison needs more help, so she deserves more attention. She doesn't understand that you need support too. Just different support. You were right to leave. You were right to set boundaries. Don't let anyone make you feel guilty for taking care of yourself. I love you, and I'm proud of the woman you've become." Grandma, I cried when I read that letter. Someone saw me. Someone understood. 3 months after Christmas, in late March, my life had settled into a new normal. I hadn't spoken to my parents or Madison. I'd kept them. Blocked. I'd gotten a promotion at work, director of cybersecurity, with a salary increase to $175,000. I'd started therapy to process the lifetime of feeling invisible in my family. And I'd started dating someone, a software engineer named Chris, who thought my boundaries with my family were healthy and admirable. Then, in early April, Aunt Carla called with news. "Jess, I thought you should know. Madison wrecked the BMW." "What?" "She was texting while driving, ran a red light and T-boned another car. The BMW is totaled. The other driver is okay, but Madison's facing some pretty serious consequences." "Is she okay?" "Physically, yes, but she's being sued by the other driver. And your parents are on the hook for it because the car was in their name." "How much?" "The lawsuit is for $85,000. Medical bills, car replacement, pain and suffering." I felt a cold satisfaction. Can they afford that? No. They've already had to take out a loan to cover the initial costs. And Madison? Still no job, still living at home, still no plan. What about insurance? The insurance covered some, but not all, and their premiums skyrocketed. Apparently Madison had been in 2 smaller accidents in the first 3 months of having the car. Your parents didn't tell anyone. So the $38,000 BMW had turned into a financial nightmare. "There's more," Aunt Carla said. "Your parents tried to call you to ask for help with the legal fees." "They what?" "They unblocked themselves somehow or got a new number. They left you a voicemail asking if you could help them pay for Madison's lawyer." I checked my voicemail. Sure enough, there it was. My mother's voice, shaky and desperate. "Jessica, I know you're angry with us, but we really need your help. Madison is in trouble and we can't afford the legal fees. You're so successful and we're barely getting by. Please, honey. Family helps family." Let it. A week later, I received an email from my father. He must have gotten my work email somehow. "Jessica, we haven't heard from you in months. Your mother is beside herself with worry. We don't understand why you've cut us off. We're facing a difficult financial situation with Madison's accident. We need $15,000 to cover immediate legal costs. I know you can afford this. It would barely make a dent in your savings. This is your sister we're talking about, your family. Please help us. Dad?" I stared at the email for a long time. Then I wrote back, "Dad, you gave me $2 for Christmas while giving Madison a $38,000 car. When I expressed hurt, you called me dramatic and ungrateful. You told me I don't need help because I'm successful. So I'm following your advice. I don't need help. And apparently, neither do you. You have options. Take out a loan, downsize your house, ask Madison to get a job, sell the things you bought her. But don't ask me for money. You made it very clear at Christmas that I'm not worth investing in. I hope you and Madison figure it out, Jessica." I hit send and blocked his email address. It's been 9 months since I left my parents' house at 2 a.m. on Christmas. In that time, I've built a life that's truly mine. I got another promotion. Now I'm VP of Cybersecurity, making $210,000 a year. I moved into a bigger condo with an incredible view of Puget Sound. Chris and I are talking about moving in together. I have a chosen family in Seattle. Friends who celebrate my wins, support me through losses, and never make me feel like my success is a burden. Through Aunt Carla, I hear occasional updates about my parents and Madison. They lost the lawsuit and had to pay $85,000. They sold their house and downsized to a small condo. Madison finally got a job at a coffee shop making minimum wage. My parents' social circle has distanced from them after the truth about the $2 spread. My mother is on antidepressants. My father is bitter and angry, I feel. Nothing. Not satisfaction, not guilt, just nothing. They made their choice. They showed me exactly where I ranked in their priorities. And I made my choice. To walk away. To build a life where I'm valued. Looking back, those $2 were a gift. Just not the kind my parents intended. They were a moment of absolute clarity. A crystallization of 28 years of being the responsible one, the invisible one, the one who didn't need love or attention or celebration because she was already successful. My parents taught me that no amount of achievement will make someone value you if they've decided you're not worth valuing. That success doesn't earn love. It just makes people assume you don't need it. They taught me that sometimes the kindest thing you can do for yourself is walk away from people who hurt you, even if they're family, especially if they're family. I don't regret leaving at 2 a.m. I don't regret blocking them. I don't regret refusing to help when they came asking for money, because they didn't love me. They loved what I could do for them. And the moment I stopped being useful, the moment I asked to be valued, they had nothing left to give me. So I gave myself what they never could: freedom, peace, and the knowledge that I deserve better. The $2 sit in a frame on my desk now, a reminder of the day I chose myself. Best worst gift I ever received. So let me ask you, if your family gave your sibling a $38,000 car and gave you $2, would you stay or would you leave and never look back? Drop your answer in the comments below. And if this story resonated with you, hit that subscribe button. Because knowing your worth and walking away from people who don't see it is never easy, but it's always necessary.